And I'll say this is Melvin Schroeder, and I know that Mel is a proud veteran because I know that on Memorial Day and other days like that in the church year, I just know that he's very proud of his military service. What branch of the service did you serve in?
Well, back then it was called the Army Air Corps. That was bombers, fighters, anything. It's Army Air Corps.
What year is that?
That was in. I was in 19. I got in 1943, and but it was still the Army. Well, it started out. It was the Signal Corps, part of the Signal Corps. Then it became the Army Air Corps. Became part of the Army, and then in I believe it was 1947 or 48, it was transferred over to the Air Force. U.S. Air Force. And that's what I served in both. Yep. I was served with the Army Air Corps and with the 379th Bomb Group in England. It was a heavy bomber B-17 group.
So you served out of England.
And
then you said you were also in North Africa.
That's right. After the war ended in May, we were dispersed. Some of the men who were air gunners and flight engineers and so forth. Probably some of them went to the South Pacific, but some of us went to North Africa. We went to Casablanca first, and then from Casablanca I went to Algiers, and I was there for a while. Then I ended up in Benghazi, Libya.
Did you see heavy fighting, Mel?
No, I did not. I was not. I hate to say this, but I was one of the fortunate ones, because for every combat person you had on the front lines, there were 10 behind to take care of you.
Yes.
And I have a picture somewhere of a P-51, and it said that for every P-51 fighter, there were 40 people behind it.
Yeah.
And while in Benghazi, I wasn't much of a combat or anything like that. I was a theater manager in Benghazi.
Yes.
And at one time, that was a B-24 base.
I know you're proud to have served.
Oh yes, very proud.
Being that we're honoring Veterans Day, as a veteran, what would you say to other veterans as a way of saying thanks?
That's all I can say is thanks, and thanks for their service. A lot of veterans will say this: I would never want to go through it again, but I wouldn't take $1 million for the experience. And if I may inject this, Pastor, to any person, any young fella or girl graduating, the best thing they can do, the best thing in their life, is to spend at least 3 years in the military, because there you learn about life.
Mel, I want to tell you, thank you for serving our country.
Well, you're welcome, Pastor, and it was an honor to serve my country. Now, my father was in World War I, and my brother was in World War II. He's in infantry. He was with Patton's Third Army. He got wounded twice. The first one, my dad wondered how it happened. He got shot in the tush.
Yeah.
And then he had a real serious wound in his left leg. And that was it.
Thanks, man.
Well, thank you, Pastor, for stopping by. Appreciate it.